Hello everyone, welcome back to Happy League. My name's Uncooked, I'm joined by Excellent, and we have got an excellent matchup for us today. Plague versus Godly Fate, and this decides the seeding for the Gauntlet playoffs for the end of this stage. What do you think of it? Because I think, I don't know, these teams, they haven't really done much. Obviously, Plague, I've casted one of their games, and from memory, they took it pretty comfortably. So, yeah, Godly Fate, haven't seen them at all.
Just gonna start out. That was a terrible joke. Yes, I'm backtracking. Don't care. We're on Oregon, or as I like to call it, Boregon, and that is a band that I like to see there.
Everyone calls it that.
Yeah, shut up. Finka, of course, being one of the most used operators at the moment, just because of the sheer power she brings into the game, with obviously the buff that she got to her surges, as well as the LMG meta at the minute. She's going to get banned. Very comfortable with that. And also a Mirror, which is another really default ban. And the final ban goes to Godly Fate on their defense. Of course, they're starting on the defense, and in my opinion, Oregon is more of a defender-sided thing. Well, map. However, due to the change with the whole attacker pick shenanigans, knowing what operators are going to have isn't really going to help. Droning is now mandatory in the drone phase. So, yeah.
Well, we are going to get into this now and just going to look at these operator lineups. Obviously, we can't delve into the attackers too much because obviously we have the new attacker repick. But I don't believe it. I really don't believe it.
Absolutely insane. You know.
Brilliant. Well, we'll get started in a minute. Looking at the rest of these, we're not seeing a smoke being brought by Godly Fate. Instead, we are seeing Tachanka, which they are... Tachanka is an interesting pick, and obviously the word interesting is a bit of a taboo, but I'm going to say interesting anyway and throw it in another time. Interesting. It's an interesting pick because the fire, you do have more of it, and they do cover a bit of a larger area. However, they don't deal as much. They're somehow less oppressive. They don't really block the sight of the attackers that much. You can still shoot through it. You can still see through it, and I don't know why, but teams just aren't phased as much by the fire as they are the smoke. When realistically, the fire is still pretty dangerous and damaging to the players.
I just think in general the fire is not as a powerful piece of utility as the smoke babes are, because I do believe smoke babes do cover more surface area as well, and it's a more precise throw as well. Whereas obviously with the Shamika launchers, it can bounce and not go exactly where you want it. The smokes are better for plant denial as well, just main denial, and they're a bit safer because you don't have to pull out this gadget itself and then shoot with it. You just throw the canister and you could detonate it from a safe distance. Whereas obviously the Shamika launcher, you have to pull that out, aim up your shot, shoot it, and beg that it doesn't bounce off a wall and land elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. The obvious counter to that is to just get good and land your shots. But also I think there is an argument to be made with the Shumika launcher in terms of plant denial, because you can sort of just spam it and you have all of that damage being dealt at once. But yeah, it is, like you say, less optimal, to put it lightly.
I mean, not talking about the gadget, it will delve into the weapons. Yes, Tachanka does have the LMG, which obviously has destructive capabilities, but I still don't think it stands anywhere near to the shotgun and SMG-11 combo that you see with Smoke. Yes, they can both bring deployable shields, but overall, I'd say Smoke is a more versatile operator compared to Tachanka.
Yes, I would have to. I'd have to agree with you there, and obviously Tachanka as well. I mean, with the smoke, you have the shotgun, very good at close range, and then you have the SMG-11, which, again, they are also for those more close range engagements, but you can hit some nasty, nasty shots with the SMG-11 from quite a long distance. And I think it's a more well-rounded kit. Well, don't get me wrong, PMM and the DP27 are brilliant. Or you could alternatively have the 9x19, but then that sort of takes away the LMG, and that's kind of why you would pick a Tachanka anyway, is for that LMG to open stuff up, because otherwise you may as well just play smoke. You have that shotgun anyway. Or you might have the FMG9 on smoke, but nobody does that unless they're very, very high.
Interesting comment. I mean, in terms of high, which one are you going for there? Are you going on the drug term of high, or
Yes.
if they're just high in the clouds and absolutely insane?
I mean, they're either high or citizen. Like that there's the only two options. Although, like, the way he plays, he's probably on, like, Adderall or something. Like, anyway, should we get a bit anecdotal while we wait for the lobby to reload here?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, okay, so I was playing a quick match yesterday, and there was this player on the enemy team called Closet Cheater, and their sensitivity was so high that we actually think they might have taken various substances before the game.
Well, here's a story for you. Yesterday, I was playing a quick match as well. There was a man. If you ever hear this, Kanye Cheese, we love you.
Kanye Cheese.
Yes, he only talks to us in cheese terms. And when we killed an enemy or said that something that wasn't cheese, he'd type in chat, "That isn't cheese." Brilliant. Kanye Cheese, we love you.
Kanye Cheese sounds like the best person ever.
He was.
That reminds me again today, I think I've told the production team this before, or earlier, but I had a player in Quick Match today call someone a dense cabbage. That was a very, very funny moment. Like, what do you do?
I think the term dense, I love it. I use it quite often. Calling people dense is just quite funny as an insult, I think, because it's not too harsh. But yeah, it gets the point across.
Yeah.
Alright, we're just waiting for one more person to get back in the lobby, and then we'll actually jump into the game and hope more disconnects happen this time, because, well, that's already 12 minutes past the game starting time. But he'll be alright, he'll get back in soon enough, and we'll be able to actually watch some Oregon and cast it for you guys.
To be fair, this is the better future, because no Oregon is happening in front of my eyes right now.
Indeed, indeed. I'd rather see Skyscraper at this point, and I don't like Skyscraper.
You, my friend, are incorrect.
I am not incorrect. Skyscraper is a doo-doo map.
Although, I still stand by my opinion that Consulate is one of the worst maps. Everyone hates me for that opinion.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I think Consulate is a pretty decent map.
I despise Consulate. Maybe it is because of my own personal experience playing on that map. It's so unenjoyable for me. So, yeah, anyway, we're back.
After that long wait of trying to get all the players back in, we are finally going to be going into the first round. Hallelujah, we all say. And here we go, first round coming in. It's going to be Kids Dorms as we saw it previously, and Cyrilide on that Tachanka as we saw as well. And like we've said, Tachanka with the Shumika launcher has a great chance to stop plants, just deny players from walking in, and with the deployable shield as well. Well, deployable shields, they're just known to be probably the strongest gadget on the defensive side, as well as obviously the LMG, DP27, open up rotates, open up any feet holes, head holes, anything you need, he can supply with that LMG.
Yeah, and also, we have seen bulletproof cameras, be buffed recently. Obviously, you can move them around now so that you can see, and they also have that EMP blast, which it hasn't come into much use within the competitive scene, but it has, you've been able to disable drones during the prep phase, for example, which is very, very useful. You've been also able to, I've seen a couple of times it being able to stop a breach, at least temporarily, which it can just stall out the attackers for that little bit longer, which is very, very useful, especially, in the current meta right now, you are wanting to see the defenders just stall out the attackers, and that's what the name of the game really is right now, is to just stall out the attackers so that they don't have time to actually formulate their execute.
Yeah, I fully agree with yesterday. I mean, yesterday's cast was a prime example on Cafe, as in the first round we saw RX, they did a good attack, they ended up winning the site, the kitchen site, but then the next time the opposing team defended that site, they had some people roaming upstairs to delay time, and it worked perfectly. It got them the round just because they wasted an extra minute. It didn't allow RX to formulate an attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of attacks, Plague, they're going to be trying to attack onto that top floor site. That's where Godly Fate have decided to defend. And we have gone into the Tachanka pick, but there's an alibi as well. Chep's going to be bringing that along. That's very, very strange. We never see alibi played at all inside of competitive Siege. Even ranked, I would say, alibi doesn't really get a lot of play. And it's because, I'm going to be honest, the weapon, not great, and the gadget, also not the greatest. But, yeah, what can you do about that? Hey, well, tell you what, Plague are going to be trying to do something, and that is to get this opening kill, but it's going to be Chep getting it instead. I just BM'd the alibi, but just got the first kill of the game. So, hey, what do I know? Al Caster, Al Analyst.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of a mystery on there, and it cost him his life, and another pick has been collected for Godly Fate with that beautiful DMR shot. Right, we've seen the Maverick now making his way down these back stairs, seeing that Prisma, which of course, not a great gadget, no one really falls for it, in competitive nor ranked, as you previously stated. However, and then they're also in a 3 versus 5, and it's not looking great for them. They've still got the Maverick, they've still got the Ace as well to open up walls, which they seem to already have done, but the Maverick has gone down. You've lost some crucial utility there, but the swing comes in from Dent to pick up another pick, and it's a 1 versus 5, and it's all over just like that. Flawless round coming from Godly Fate. Absolutely insane from them. Picking up the first round in Oregon and sending them all back to the drawing board for this next round coming up.
Yeah, well, very explosive from Godly Fate. We said that we needed to stall out the attackers, or how about just stopping their push altogether? Godly Fate, they did such a good job at wasting the time of Plague that they did it almost too well. There was no time to waste, if that makes sense. Getting up right in the faces of the attacking lineup, and they just couldn't get any map control whatsoever. Like, the only place they were able to get inside was a little bit of Master, and got shut down pretty much immediately, and a little bit into Armory, and that, again, Dent just swings in, gets 2 kills. Plague just had absolutely nowhere to even breathe inside of that round.
Yeah, it just seems whenever we're seeing whenever a team can hold quite far away from their site, just like you said, even if it's just wasting time, it's working perfectly. And even managing to find those opening picks like we saw with the Alibi last round, and you saw players playing off each other with a cross angle as the Nomad came to swing in through that tower door. Alibi swung around from behind and absolutely destroys them. So when teams coordinate like this, they can absolutely take full control and full potential of the round.
Absolutely. Well, now round 2. Plague, you've got to try and redeem yourselves here. You've got to try and at least get 1 on the board. And now you're going to be attacking onto the basement site. It's, again, a very strong one for defenders. These 2 primary sites are so good. And that's is that shield just being placed sideways in tunnel? Okay. Well, you know what? We're not going to question it too much. GFate, they obviously have their plans. Oh, it's gone anyway now, so it doesn't even matter. I reckon that was probably the RC Reteros of Lex just taking that shield down. You can hear more explosions as well, likely to be some grenades and explosive utility trying to make their way through, or even maybe some ace charges. Well, no, actually all of those are still in pocket. Impact grenades have been used though. Changa, he's making a bit of ingress as well inside of the garage, but still not quite able to do anything. A minute has gone, and what map control do Plague have? Basically nothing, and well, it's not going to get any better. Mr. QW will take down Lex. That's a Flores gone. I don't know how much of his utility was used, but I don't think it was very much. That's a third in the game for Mr. Q.
Right, yeah, Mr. QW now, he's making his way over to this stairs. Going to be going for a swing, see if anyone's there. He knows the diffuser's there. He knows the attackers are going to have to retrieve that soon. Holding this door angle, trying to find someone, but he finds someone behind him instead. A beautiful shot right there onto Forzo. Yarn has been absolutely decimated there, and he's still holding this diffuser. No attackers contesting him at the moment. Django might be in trouble here if he decides to go and retrieve that without checking his angles. He's going to be opening his way up into meeting, however, to try and find an angle on one of these defenders. Oh, he sees Diego on the stairs, goes for the spray, doesn't manage to find anything just yet. He's going to go to retrieve the diffuser, and Mr. QW has since moved on. So he's going to be able to retrieve that. A minute and 10 seconds left. What can they make of it at this point?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be much, to be completely honest with you. Excellent. Well, Kane, Changa, and Parsifal, they are all that are left. They have to try and hold off the 5 players of Godly Fate that are still standing. 50 seconds left now. Still certainly doable. They have a lot of these hatches open as well, so they can at least do something, but just don't know how much it's going to be. They're going to go for a laundry push. We do not see laundry pushes very often because, I'm going to be honest with you, they're quite bad. It is tending to be more preferable to push from blue, to push from those back stairs and have some presence in freezer to take them off this way. But here is the area denial from the Tachanka, and there we Dent with the knife and kill as well. Changa and Kane both fall, and now Parsifal, he's 1 versus 5, trying to at least find a pick to stop it from being a flawless, but no, it's a second flawless in a row right now. Plague, they haven't even got a single kill.
Yeah, never mind a round. You're never going to win the round if you can't pick up a kill to begin with. Absolute domination from here, from Godly Fate here. We're just seeing these roam kills, these unwarranted kills we're seeing there. The Iana's Phaso, he should not have died there. He had a beautiful angle, but Mr. QW, at the end of the day, is just better. He hit his shots. And, well, round 3, they're going to be going to Meeting and Kitchen, of course. It's one of the only other sites they can go to at the minute, as the main sites have now both been used. They're going to have to move on to this secondary, tertiary site. And, oh, it seems like a Montaigne may be getting brought here by the side of Plague. What will they make of this? I'm not too sure as of yet, and I still like how the Tachanka is still being brung, because he is actually being used to quite good potential there, as we saw in the last round. Yeah, we saw him deny the stairs push, and then... well, the Vigil just came behind and absolutely decimated them anyway.
Yeah, Dent is insane. That's definitely one way to put it. Well, I mean, that shows, again, like we were mentioning before, the really great coordination that GFate are having right now. Dent, and I think it was Cyrilloid that brought the Tachanka in the last round as well, just... I don't know whether that was intentional or not, but they definitely are playing as a team, because that those flames made the 2 attackers push back up the stairs, and in turn, Dent was able to just claim those kills coming in from the garage.
Yeah, and he's just an absolute monster so far.
Yeah.
And the team has unfounded coordination that I've not seen in a good while. Because it seems like most competitive players in this scene, at this level of play, they're still a bit shaky. They don't really know the ropes as well as some teams higher up. But it seems, at the moment, Godly Fate, they are spick and span. They are like a higher tier team with their coordination. And Quasar's going to be getting lit up there, and a pick already gets found by Dent, the absolute monster. A wallbang through the barricade, the call must have been made, and here he is to collect once again. Absolutely beautiful from him.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's again the same thing we're seeing, and you know they have the teamwork, and we're seeing they have the gun skill as well. It's just it's a wall right now. It's a brick wall for Plague to try and get through, and Dent with a second as well. He's pushed up. He's just done a full map rotation, coming up through those main stairs. Passful falls to Chep as well. But here we go, Kane, the first kill for Plague, but his life not going to last very long. Mr. Q taking him down. Lex now 1 versus 4. At least it's not a flawless, but it's looking to be very, very close. There you go, Mr. Q, a second in the round. And it ends just like that. 3-0 now for GFate. And Plague, they can't, to quote Canadian from the 6th Invitational, they can't buy a round.
It's pure domination. It's just, this is Dent's shooting gallery, it seems. He's not getting stocked too often. Of course, the only pick that they have is on him. But regardless, he's managing to get opening picks. He's managed to rotate around the entire map without being spotted on a drone, without being cut off or anything. And he's just tearing them apart, piece by piece. It's like they're just getting absolutely torn to shreds at the moment. Of course, only 3 rounds in, so it is still relatively winnable, but they're going to have to get together here and rethink their choices, rethink their attack strategy, because whatever they're going for at the moment, it isn't working. It just seems that at the moment, Godly Fate have the better coordination, they've got the better gun skill.
They're just better.
They are just better.
They're just better. This comes in one of the great strategies, you know, some color casters like myself, we have a big, I don't know if you know this, Excellent, you know, yourself with play-by-play, we have this big book, it's almost like the Bible of just playing strategies, and there's one that I think Plague need to implement right now, it's called Getting Good, and that...
Oh, I've never heard of one.
That is one I think that they really need to implement, because right now, GFate, they're doing it. They are very, very in control, in command. And we were saying attacking sides usually get to dictate the pace, but it's all GFate right now.
Yeah, it's completely in their control. They are the masters of this game so far. Well, Plague are bending at their will. Spray's going to come in from Chep. Doesn't manage to find anything this early on. However, a pick has been found by him just a second later.
He was mid-reload. What?
Well, yeah, Lex should have been winning that, especially on the Shackle, especially with that pistol.
I thought that was a pistol.
I thought that was him as well, but
God.
no, it was Mr. QW who finds it instead.
Oh.
I almost jumped out my seat there, but however, it's a 5 versus 3 already, and not even a minute has been depleted as of yet. Dent's still holding the top of this big tower. No one's really stopping him at the moment. He's putting a stop to them, delaying them as much as possible. Even if he goes down, he's done a beautiful job of holding them off. And there's nothing they can do about it at the moment. They're really uncoordinated, and with Chep there as well to support, it's going to be a really tricky situation to get him out of.
Absolutely. Well, there's pressure on every side of the map, not just a big tower, as we can see Parsifal. He's pushing in the basement. Kane as well is looking to attack, not attack, but put pressure in through this closet side. So Godly Fate, they are at least getting pressured, but it doesn't matter. Wi-Fi, he finds his first of the game, and it's now just left to Changa and Parsifal, but now it's just Changa as Parsifal will fall. Chep takes that one. 1 versus 5 again.
This may be yet another flawless round, as they've just been handing flawless rounds out. Round by round, you just see it's either one pick or none, and that's all they go home with. Changa's going to be going for this spray as the red pings are coming out now. He's going to go for a grenade. Will it find its mark? It doesn't seem like it will. Going to go for the pre-fire. He does manage to get some shots on, but it's not enough to take Dent down. He will never go down, and the spray from behind. And yet another flawless round. Mr. QW there to collect it. Absolutely beautiful.
These flawless rounds aren't surprising me anymore. It's not like it's a oh wow, a flawless round. It's just standard inside this game. I do have to hand it to GFate. They obviously don't like Oregon either. They just want to get it over and done with, and I respect them for that, because this definitely isn't a Oregon, but even still, it will be nice when it's over, and that's nothing. That's no disrespect to these teams, because this game it's lights out right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, really Oregon. It's more like Domigan. That doesn't make sense. Don't don't say anything there, but, you know, it's domination, basically,
Again.
as there has been no resistance coming out from Plague, as Godly Fate showing their godly power, their godly skill, and absolutely shutting down any plans that Plague have. It's quite unfortunate, but as every person should know, hardly any casters like to cast this map, as we have said multiple times this game already. It's Oregon. One thing we've already seen is that the drones are getting wasted here, as we just saw Den take down 2 of them this early on, which is...
Yeah, I was going to talk about the drone economy as well. Look, there's only 1 drone left going into the action phase. What?
Yeah, you can't really be having that. Especially in competitive. Yes, ranked, sure, go ahead. It doesn't matter as much, but when you're playing competitive, you need as much intel as possible, and losing 4 out of 10 this early on is... Oh, it's really, really going to put a spanner in any works.
Well, it's 4 out of 9 because you have the Twitch.
Yeah.
Or is it 4 out of 11? I don't know. Difficult to tell, but with your regular drones, they only have 5 of them left, which isn't great. Obviously, you still do have the 2 Twitch drones, which can be used for gaining intel.
Oh,
Mr. Q, hello. What a shot through the barricade. Here comes the Monte, an immovable barrier, but the Banshee will do some damage. Well, not damage, but will slow them down. Guess who is doing damage, though? Mr. Q, he's on 10 kills. It's unbelievable scenes right now inside the blue bunker. Parsifal, he has pushed in, but what else is he going to be able to do? The Tachanka, the fire comes out. He's going to have to try and go for this fight. Does take him down, but look at this HP, about 20 left. And as a Monty, that's not really what you want, especially as Dent comes in with the melee. What? Okay.
It seems like this game's over and done with already. It's 4 versus 2, as we usually see, but he manages to find 1. Can he find the second? Yes, he can, bringing it to a 2 versus 2. It's very winnable at this point now. They just need to take their time. They've still got over half of the round left at their disposal. They've got to find the locations of these defenders and get them out of these positions they are holding. Of course, they've still got frag grenades with Shango there. But will he be able to use them effectively? The hatch is open. He's holding the angle now, but he doesn't know where anybody is at this moment in time. He's still got, like I've said, he's still got plenty of time to work with. He's got time to rotate, got time to coordinate. And whatever they decide to do at this stage is up to them. It seems like some ace Selmas are going to get used as well to open up some walls. Give him some more opportunities with the angles that he can hold. The drones are coming out now as well from Django, as he's going to be trying to find the location of anyone that he possibly can. And it's going to be Wi-Fi that he finds, but what will he make of it from here?
Yeah, drone taken out as well, so the intel is gone. The only remaining drone is actually Changa's as well, but here we go. Changa takes down Wi-Fi. Chep with a swing will take down that diffuser, but there we go, Changa! That's the first round for Plague. That was very, very dotty and scrappy near the end, but hey, Plague, they won it. A round win is still a round win.
Yeah, they finally got it. It seems like they're finally coming to bearings with the attack with the defense that Godly Fate are going for with this seemingly highly aggressive, highly coordinated plays. Of course, they lost 2 members early on, and some plays made by Godly Fate, maybe they got too over-aggressive at that point. But like I said, they're finally getting the bearings, but will it be enough? They've only got 1 round left on this attack, and then it's going to be back in the dark for them. Yeah,
and I think complacency is the word right now. GFate, I think they just got a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too confident. And Plague, they sort of acted as the fool after the pride. Hubris definitely being exploited. That's the word. Exploited for GFate as they're able to get taken down. Plague, they did just get their first round, like we mentioned, but they've still got to find 6 more if they want to win in regulation, and 7 more if they want to win in overtime. Obviously, that's if it goes to 6-6.
Yeah, that is... It's possible, but as I say...
It's unlikely.
It's very unlikely. It's very in the distance, in the horizon. They're going to have to catch it when they can, if possible. And here we are seeing, once again, Dent back on this Oryx, this operator who's been so dominant with at the moment in the game. He's managing to do rotations around the entire map without getting spotted, and it seems like he's going to be playing for this aggressive playstyle once again, which we've seen him go for all game. They're going to be doing a top 4 hold, which of course are very common for this site. It just depends whether or not Plague can manage to counter this and just pick it apart. We'll just have to see in this round.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 30 seconds have gone by, and we're not going to see anything. Tertiary site coming through as well. But yeah, then he's 8-2, and you have Mr. Q going 10-1 as well. So GFate, they certainly do have the gun skill like we've been seeing. Lex is going to be trying to gather some of this intel on the roamers. But there we go, Wi-Fi takes down Kane. So even despite being pinged by those the Jackal's track, oh my lord, that I should not have had that much difficulty with that. Changa also falls as well. That's to date, and Wi-Fi with a nasty little pick onto FaZe. Parsifal takes one down, but Mr. Q has the refrag. Now Lex is all that stands in between Godly Fate, and another round takes down Chep. This has all happened within the first half of the round. Excellent.
I don't think this is how I expected this round to go at all. It seems the defenders are just having so much free roaming available to them. Wi-Fi especially, he lived for way too long. The player at the window should have been able to take him down earlier on once the grenade was thrown. Mr. QW now is going to take a heavy hit as Lex with that C70 is going to absolutely decimate his health, but it's not enough as Mr. QW. He's now prone at the attic door, takes him down in beautiful fashion, and that is the final round of the defense, and it's a 5-1 split.
Will Plague go onto the defense now? You would say that is the preferable side. Obviously, if they want to win in regulation and avoid OT, they have to win these next 6 rounds in a row. It's very difficult, no matter how dominant a team is. We saw GFate, even they dropped around inside that first half, and we've been seeing just how well they've been playing. So, for a team like Plague, which we have highlighted as being a bit of a level underneath GFate, it doesn't look likely. GFate, they only need 2 rounds. Like, if you have a standard site rotation, which is defenders win win the primary and secondary site, and then the attackers win the tertiary, GFate still walk out on top.
Yeah, in pretty much every single version of that happening, it would be GFate on top. Because, of course, well, if you know maths, 2 plus 1. Well, no, 2, and then there's 1, and then you add another 2 for the 2 other primary sites, and 1 onto the other side for the tertiary site. It's still 4-2. That's why it's always known as a 4-2 split is the common for the end of defense, because, of course, the defenders usually win these 2 primary sites. And that's not how it's gone this game. It's gone to 5-1, which is really putting Plague in a difficult situation. As you said, they're going to have to win every single one of these defensive rounds, and we've not even seen Godly Fate's attacks just yet. They may be even more menacing than their defenses, which will really scare me.
Yeah, that would be terrifying. Well, we can see Mr. Q bringing along the knock, and Chep has the Ying as well, so it's looking like they don't want to be seen. They want to just hit this site hard and fast, but oh no! That's a very slight miss drone there. I don't know if they know about the player flanking up those back stairs. Surely they would have somebody watching that drone, but you'd think at least. But no, nobody's watching it. Mr. Q, he gets taken down by Kane as well. The MP5K on the Wamai being used to great effect there. And shotgun out the front door. Hello, Lex. Peekaboo. And Wi-Fi goes down. It's now 5 versus... Make that 4 versus 3. Dent at least is able to find a little bit of return onto Parsifal. They're still at a man disadvantage, and there we go, 3 versus 2 now. FaZe takes down Changa as Cyriloid takes down Lex elsewhere, and GFate, they've still only got 2 players against a Jaeger, Smoke, and Wamai. It does not look likely, especially as FaZe. He's just sneaking about underneath. They might not be aware of his position at all.
Yeah, they may not be, and it could really come at a cost, but Dent, he knows his day. He's going to go for the spray, and brings it to a 2-2 split now. Quazo, it wasn't enough, mate. At the end of the day, there's still half the round as well, which is plenty of time for Godly Fate to come up with a new attack strategy with only 2 members left. And of course, attacking guns are just known to be a lot stronger unless you're close range, where that shotgun really does shine. Gonna have to see what's going to happen here. Of course, we are seeing the Django hold the white stairs, Kane holding the main stairs, which leaves little option for Godly Fate to go for now, as the main window has now been opened up. Cyriloid sat below with this ace. could find a beautiful angle, but no, a jump out from Shango.
No way.
It's absolutely destroyed him, and it's 2 versus 1, all on Cyrilloid now. He's not done too well this game, but there it is. Shango with two at the end of the round there, managing to win it out for them. Absolutely beautiful from him. And there we are. Yes, good English me. Plague managed to pick up a one round, and it's 5 more if they want to win without overtime.
Yeah. Some nice shots coming through from Plague. I think, we have highlighted the defense is generally favored on Oregon. And it tends to be... It's one of those maps that hasn't really changed due to attacker repick, I find. I think the basement has become a bit easier to attack the top floor as well, but it is still very much a defender-sided map right now. Or it can be sometimes even, but yeah, not had the biggest shift in the meta shift.
Yeah, I'd say Oregon has always been that map that has never really been truly attacker-sided. And it comes down to this on most maps, of course. As a game like Rainbow Six Siege, it's really difficult to balance both sides to make it even. I'd say at the moment, though, it's the closest it's ever been, which is really nice, because it gives both sides an opportunity. It makes it more unreliable, I guess, with who's going to win each round, because about 2 years ago now, with the whole... what was it called? The shield meta, where you had to drain Wamais and Jaegers and all that.
Utility dump meta?
The utility dump meta. Of course, that was the most defensive we've ever seen it. And that was not really too fun to cast. And in comparison now, the game is in such a better place for Pro League, for balance anyway, which is something that I really like to see.
Yeah. It's also a very frag-heavy meta as well. Utility doesn't really play into it that much. Obviously, you do see C4s and frag grenades taking the limelight, but apart from that, not really much, because you have operators like Flores, like Thatcher, like Twitch, that can just clear out all this utility so quickly, it doesn't really matter what you're going to do with it.
No, not really, and... So yeah, that's why LMGs are so prominent at the moment as well.
Yeah.
Because of this frag-heavy meta at the moment, as we are seeing the Zofia with Chep, as well as Ying getting brought. That's 2 really destructive LMGs being brought. Right, we're going to see Dent droning his way down these back stairs now, and the Flores drone is soon to follow, going to be trying to destroy any utility or displace any of the defenders, and it seems like he's going to be going for the latter here, trying to get that player out of Shaiko's spot, but no, it's not going to be enough. His drone does get shot by the player just to the right, which I do believe is Kane on the Malusi. He's going to be allowed to wriggle his way now onto Harry Potter now. He's going to be going for a second drone. Going to be finding out the location of him, yes, as well as the Wamai. And the Yin Candela start to come in. The first victim found from Mr. QW. And it's second one, another LMG to follow.
Okay.
And LMGs are absolutely raining terror in this round. A beautiful shot there, but it's not enough. And it's a 4 versus 1. And he's going to just swing around the corner. LMGs, every single kill that round. Absolutely beautiful. The frags coming in. Ying, wow. Not much to say there. It's just... complete domination from Godly Fate.
That's a masterclass on how to play Ying on the basement attacks. And Plague, they're going to retry that basement site. They're not really comfortable with their tertiary picks. And hey, we mentioned about the possibility of Plague winning their primary and secondary sites and then losing the tertiary. They might not even get to their tertiary at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's match point. Godly Fate, all they need is one more comfortable round, and it's over. They will have ended Plague, put them to sleep, sent them back home with nothing to show for it. It just comes down to if they can do it, which, if I'm honest, I do believe if they keep going at this momentum, we've seen them going at the entirety of the game, attack or defense, they can do very easily.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we're going to see a very similar setup right now. I don't think anything's actually different. Parsifal still on Wamai, Kane on Malusi, trying to smoke. Yeah, okay. It's the same lineup. They're just doing the same thing and hoping that GFate can't just roll them again. You could be a little bit wiser to how GFate want to push this, but yeah, like you say, this should be GFate's round.
Yeah, and speaking of round, here we go.
Jesus
6-2
Christ.
to Godly Fate. That was awful. I'm sorry, but here we are. We're seeing Dent with this artillery drone now moving his way in, trying to remove any utility. Of course, the shield being the main one, but it's going to get shut down again, just like the previous round.
Dent's not having much luck with these RCUs, is he?
No, not really, but he's having much better luck with his gun, as we have seen Dent. He's going 11-3, an absolutely beautiful KD for any standard, any rank, any form of competitive, and he's going to be moving his way now into the back stairs where the rest of his team reside as well. Mr. QW with this hard breach charge going to be opening up the meeting hatch as well.
16-2, by the way.
I know.
Just going to point that out. He has an 8.0 kill death ratio, and well, Dent, you mentioned his fragging ability. He's going to collect phase. I'm not even too sure where that is. I think, he's on those back stairs. So Plague, they're not having a great start to this round, and they didn't have a great start to the last one either.
No, they did not, and here we go.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Q once again. He's going to be coming in with a Ying, and there he finds one. Can he find a second? He's swinging around the corner. Yes, he can. Almost finding a third there at the end of the hallway. And it's a 2 versus 4 now. Make it a 1 versus 4, as it's all on Lex now. 1 versus 4 to accomplish. He's not going to be able to do it, and Godly Fate, absolute sheer domination for that entire match. Pick up the victory against Play in very comfortable fashion. GG's all around. There's some extremely great players on that team. As a team in a whole, they just work so well together. I'd say they're a well-oiled machine.
Really, yeah, and Mr. QW, well-deserved in that MVP. He had, 18 kills to 2 deaths, a 9.0 kill-death ratio, and a 2 kills per round ratio. That is ridiculous.
Indeed.
That's absolutely insane, and well, with that stellar performance, that means GFate, they auto-qualify to the semi-finals of the playoffs gauntlet, whereas Plague, they're going to have to fight from the quarterfinals instead.
Well, that is it for us, I believe, for today. A very dominant match we saw there from Godly Fate, and I'm
in shock.
Yeah, I'm in shock, and I'm really excited to see what comes next.
We started about 20 minutes late, and we're still finished within an hour of the original start time.
Which is immense. Like, you don't really see that, unless, it's very rare. But when it's a team like Godly Fate, playing as well as they did, it's going to happen. All right, well, that has been it for us then. I have been excellent with Uncooked, and any closing thoughts? My
closing thoughts are three letters, WOW.
And the final closing thought from me is, I believe that Plague should, as you said multiple times in the game, just get good. All right, and there we have it.
I said that once.
And I'm going to say it again. All right, that has been it for us. We will see you later.
Driving past your house, I find myself in tears, thinking about the love we shared, thinking about the times we had. I don't know why I do this to myself. A foolish heart is all I have, so forgive me, love. It's a crying shame, it's a crying shame, baby. Crying shame, it's a crying shame. We ain't no Show